In many important biological systems, we find that they are characterized by an order. We find patterns created by the interaction of many small individual parts, for example, of cells or of animals. What we're particularly interested in here is how this order within a system changes over time. My name is Oskar Halacek. My research group is interested in understanding how biological systems self-organize and evolve.
Oskar Halacek is a physicist by training. But at some point, he came into contact with evolutionary processes in the life sciences. He then realized that he could add something to biology with his expertise in the field of probabilities and modeling. This was the beginning of a productive dialogue and of his interdisciplinary approach, which led him to Berkeley's Institute for Quantitative Biosciences.
We try to come to structural statements like this. What can be predicted at all? What are the generic principles that are present in this system? And hopefully also present in many other systems, which might then put us in a better position to understand and perhaps predict or even control certain aspects of the system.
Halacek's interdisciplinary research group is where experiments and theory are combined. What is the growth pattern of bacterial colonies, and how does their genetic information change in the process? Or in which waves does a virus spread in a population? These questions have not only been relevant since the corona pandemic, but are of crucial importance for the general understanding of nature.
Our goal is to derive simple models from our experiments, which are hopefully not only applicable to this particular system. For example, when you create a model that describes how a species spreads, let's say the toads in Australia. They were brought into Australia, so they're an invasive species. That, of course, is something quite different from a forest fire that spreads, let us say here in California, or an epidemic that spreads. But if you abstract from these details of fire, toads, or viruses, then you can formulate models that describe all three of these expansion phenomena.
This mathematical theoretical perspective on the world of biology, with all its complex processes, helps to view questions of the life sciences from a different angle. It gives the perspective of classifying phenomena and data differently in biological and medical research, and to explore coherences in very different research fields in a new way. For example, how do microbes build up mechanical pressure when growing in confined spaces? And what effect does this pressure have? Or, how strongly and quickly an epidemic spreads, depending among other things, on travel behavior. The more people are willing to travel long distances, the faster the spread. This research from the cellular level to the population as a whole brings together a wide range of expertise. With the Humboldt Professorship in Leipzig, Oskar Halacek will deepen further collaborations.
Our projects are very interdisciplinary. And what excites us about Leipzig is the opportunity to work with people there who bring new expertise on board.
Halacek is also planning a project with the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology, using the genetic material stored there from past generations. A genetic journey through time and a treasure of data on patterns of change over the generations.
There's something really adventurous about raising questions and investigating certain aspects out of curiosity without knowing exactly where the journey will go. And then at some point you develop a hypothesis and keep going until you truly know, yes, that's how it is, and we discovered it. Or then to change paths again. I'm fascinated by this whole research path we're pursuing, which is actually a constant dialogue between theory and experiment. At the newly created Center for Soft Matter Physics in Leipzig,
Oskar Halacek will continue his research into the data behind ecoevolutionary processes.
In
every change, there is, of course, also a new beginning. Not only can you fine-tune things and change them slightly, but you can also try to tackle completely new areas. The Humboldt Professorship gives me the chance to look in many directions without knowing from the start what the end result will be.
Zu wissen, was am Ende dabei herauskommt.
Oskar Halacek is breaking new ground by opening up a new view of measurement data to the life sciences.